Welcome back, guys. Leland here, bringing you another TA of the GRT. We're also going to be talking about Nucypher, Numeraire, and Orchid as well. Also, a little bit about Bitcoin and Ethereum as they are on the move. And if that sounds good to you, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you are new, and let's jump in. But before we do, if you want to feel more comfortable and more confident within your trades, go buy this book. This book has all of my favorite patterns, indicators, and charts to help you start buying the bottoms today. And for the price of lunch, you can do that. Okay, let's jump in. So I didn't make a GRT video yesterday because I felt like there was a lot of hype. A lot of people were saying, Leland, make a video, but we need more data in order to make these videos effective and kind of important. Because what I don't want to do is I don't want to start throwing videos at you guys every single day and we're like looking at one candle at a time. I'd rather give some data and then get something under my belt before I can really give you guys some conviction that GRT is moving up. So currently what we are looking at, we have this triangle. You guys already know this. We had this resistance, boom, we broke out. We didn't come back once, but we came back twice and we got the resumption. Nevertheless, making that N shape, that beautiful N shape right there means nice. We're going to be moving up. You can see that this trend line, this green trend line right here, was acting as support way back here. Just kind of a little bit of an overview for you guys. That was a key trend line that I was going to be looking for. We are getting pushed into it. That was something that I was talking about in my last video. I believe the more GRT was going to be moving into this trend line, that it was going to be starting to be pushed up. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. What was really awesome is that we got above the $1.91 area. You can see that that was previously support all back here and resistance, support. So this was a very key area for us to get back above. I'm feeling really good. I've always felt good about GRT, but I think we're going to start making a new uptrend. I believe we have started a new uptrend. We have a new support, a new resistances that are going to be moving to the upside. But with that, I want to go ahead and show you guys the technicals. Check out the MACD, check out the histogram. We also talked about this in my last video too. We started to come down. We started shifting this momentum on our MACD, on the histogram, and I didn't think that we were going to be going into the red over here. We had already spent so much time in the red in the past right there that I thought, because we had the breakout and we were getting the retest and we were getting the resumption, I was like, I don't think it's going to continue to go down right there. I really do think sorry, a little jumping around there. Whoops. But I really thought we were going to start resuming back off, and that's exactly what we were doing. We had a bit of a fake out. I thought there was going to be some kind of bearish cross, but no, we have gone back up and it is looking really strong right now, looking really good. Not even overbought on the RSI, currently just sitting at a comfortable 58. So much more room to the upside, and you can take a look at our stochastic RSI as we are sitting above the 80 currently right now, but we can do that for a while. This is not so much of a bigger leading indicator for me that's going to be telling me like, oh, where price is going. We're probably going to be doing a little bit of consolidation after the pump that we've had to the upside up here. And if we go ahead and we take a look at that pump that we had, let's say from the bottom of here to the top of there, that was 40%. So a little bit of consolidation is in store for GRT. You can see that we bounced off of the $2.10 Fibonacci was going to be our 50% Fibonacci retracement, and we've come back down and turned the 382 into support, and we're just holding that line. I am expecting for GRT to come over here and try to attempt to break that 210 again. Just because we're below $2 right now doesn't mean anything. We got above it, and just because we didn't hold it, that doesn't mean anything because of the structure and the way this thing is playing out right now. So I'm not so worried about not being able to hold above $2. I believe we are back on our way. Since we did break that, that's, really good news. You want to see that you break and go above that $2 range and then come back and test some of the lower levels for support before you can continue to go further to the upside. But the real test that I'm going to be looking for on this, and you guys already know, is the 618. I want to see how we act with the 618. That's going to be $2.29. We'll just say $2.30. $2.30. Can we get above that resistance? Well, I believe once we get above and turn that $2 into support, which is going to be right about right there, I really don't think that 230 is going to be much of an obstacle for us after that. I mean, we're breaking through really hard resistances. We've had a really nice consolidation. We're recovering now, and we're having an uptrend. We're moving to the upside. You can see we are clearly in an uptrend right now. So looking really bullish for GRT right now. I know a lot of people were getting impatient and they're like, man, this is taking forever. We had the breakout. Where's it going? I want to see my pie in the sky. It's coming, guys. It really is. But these things take time. You know, try not to look at your phones every single hour on the day. You know, I really do look at the charts maybe twice a day just to kind of get a feel of where everything is, keep the status quo up. But if you're constantly looking at the price and just waiting for it to go up and you're getting mentally exhausted with yourself, try not to do that. I've been in your situation. I know where you guys are at. Put the phone down. Put the phone down. Don't look at the price. It's more exciting if you come, you know, towards later in the day to come check the prices. You know, try not to look at it all day. Come back later because it really doesn't matter what's going to be happening within those few hours. You know, I think everyone is anticipating a pump, you know, when they're doing that. Anyways, let's move on. Let's go over to Orchid. Orchid doing beautiful. There's really not a whole lot to say about Orchid other than we need to break 83 cents as a resistance. You can see we are between the 618 and 782 over here. I'm sorry, 618 and the 786. 618, 786. Yes, sorry. And so, I mean, Orchid's looking really good. This is exactly where we want to go. Once we can turn 83 cents into support, that's it. We're gone. We'll be going past $1, probably to $1.66, I'm going to guess, after that. Yes. Yeah, we have a lot of room to the upside after that, guys. It's still very bullish on Orchid, looking really good. Let's go over to a daily, take a look at our MACD and all our stochastics. Oh, we're consolidating right now. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I can see that. The reason why I can see that is because of this interaction with the MACD on the histogram. It's not really sure where it wants to go, and you can kind of see we have a little bit of a resistance and a support on the RSI, so that, and then obviously we have one over here. Okay, let's take a look at that. Let's see where we're at. Let's get rid of everything, and there we go. Boom. Let's see, what are our resistances? Where do we have support? So we have something kind of like this. This might be a parallel channel. I know, nope, no parallel channel. Currently that is technically an ascending wedge. Doesn't necessarily have to be bearish, even though this is a bearish formation, but we know within crypto, we get these formations, and kind of like on Bitcoin and Ethereum, they were both in these formations, and they haven't yet broken out, but they're looking pretty good. So I'm not bearish about Orchid just because of that indicator right there, or just because of that pattern. So what I am going to be looking for is to break above that dollar area. So can we do a measured move out of that? So that's a bearishness. Let's see. Do we have any bearishness within Orchid? Let me see. You know, there is slight bearishness. I'm going to say slight bearishness in the short term. I'm not really worried about it. This is just something that maybe a little bit of consolidation that needs to play out. But you can see right here where we have positive momentum moving to the downside as price action is moving up. That is hidden bearish divergence. It is in a wedge. And so there's two variables right there that tell me that we're a little bit bearish. But being where you are within the charts, you know, you got to kind of take these things with a grain of salt. You don't just take everything literally word for word, or for, you know, indicator for indicator, the where we're going to go. So I'm just really taking a look at this, and I'm trying to see, you know, to me, this is bullish. To me, this is bullish just based off the Fibonacci levels. All this recovery, this big double bottom. Yeah, there might be a little bit of sideways action, a little bit of bearishness for right now. It's possible we could even break down out of this. That wouldn't bother me whatsoever. We could possibly break down, go back to 70 cents, and even possibly going back down to 60 cents. That wouldn't bother me because that would still be a higher low. We have a low, and then a higher low that will be up here. So even if that were to happen on the short term, it doesn't matter. I really do think, I mean, the structure of this is much bigger. We're going to be going much higher. It's definitely going to be going past $1. And when it goes past $1, guys, we'll be going to $2 very quickly. I don't know if you guys have seen Ripple, but that broke $1 the other day, and within a few days, it's past $2. And this is what people want to see within the chart. So we're gonna keep checking up on Orchid to see exactly where it's going to be going. I wouldn't mind a breakdown to the downside for it. Have a little bit of recovery before we start moving to the upside. But other than that, if you are enjoying this content, hit that like button. hit that bell, hit that sub if you are new. Okay, let's move on over to Numeraire. Same thing with Numeraire, guys. We're still really bullish about Numeraire. I'm gonna have to pull up my Fibonacci a little bit more over here, but we have clearly have broken through the 618 and 786 over here. We are above previous all-time highs, and we are at a massive uptrend. It's looking really good right now, despite what the indicators are telling us. It doesn't really matter in the short term. We might have a little bit of a pullback, but you can see that we have our oscillators, 12 and 26 day moving averages. Looks like the momentum is starting to run out up there. It could be in a consolidation pattern as well. We'll have to dive in a little bit deeper to go see exactly what that's going to be happening. But I wouldn't mind if it were to drop a little bit. I'm not talking about a lot, but at least get our indicators back down below to where they need to be on our histogram. I would be okay if we took a cross over here somewhere and then we started printing red on the histogram, creating that hidden bullish divergence. We have negative momentum moving to the downside as price actions moving up. That would be extremely bullish. It would be looking really good. But you know, it's really hard to say. We're not overbought in the RSI. We could still move a little bit further to the upside. We do have areas of support, which is going to be right here under RSI. You can see that this was resistance, and then supports. Kind of funny in there, but supports. So it's possible we could come back down to that 46 level when we start printing the red on the histogram. Now, when we shift over from this red bar to this light red bar, and we come down and we touch that line on the RSI, and this is shifting over from the red to the light red bar, that's going to be an opportunity. I'm going to assume at that time we'll be below the 20 on the stochastic RSI. That is a buying opportunity if you wanted to get in on Nmr. But we are bullish on Nmr in the long term. It's looking really good. Very beautiful chart. In the short term, you might have a little bit of some, downplay. I'm okay with that. There's really nothing, not a big deal. We can see, yep, we are currently in a consolidation pattern, and we can go ahead and use this right there. That's going to be the resistance, and this is, yes, we have horizontal support right there, and you can see that horizontal support where it was just resistance, and now it's support. So that is a descending triangle. Could give us a move to the downside, but do we really care? Not really, because it's so small. It's such a small time frame that, this is just price action playing along. We're bullish on this in the long term. So it's looking really good. I think in the short term, let's just give some targets so people can have some things to look out for. But if we break to the downside, you know what? I would have no issue with this whatsoever, because that's going to throw you back down to the 786. We haven't tested the 786 for support yet. Once we get that resumption off, then we're good to go. I know this is a long video, but if you guys are still here, thank you so much. So I wouldn't mind for us to come back down to the 786. So it's still possible for Numeraire to go back down to 58 cents. When I was talking about the RSI going down and touching the 48, and let's just go back to it, but I have to go to a daily. When I was talking about the RSI going back down to the 48 over here, that's probably where we're going to be getting that bounce, especially with the hidden bullish divergence that we'll be developing. That's my prediction. I think that's very possible, and that's just something that we're going to have to be looking for. If that is a descending triangle and we break out to the downside, let's look for support levels and see where we can be buying in. But you can see we're pretty far away from that 21 EMA right now. That wouldn't bother me whatsoever. I would assume that we would just wick down and, close the body probably above the 21 EMA. But that's a good opportunity right there if you are looking for, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but just looking at the charts, that's something I might be anticipating for the next, maybe week or maybe 2 weeks for Nmr. Okay, let's move on over to Nucypher. This is going to be a long video. We haven't really done an update in a few days. But you can see, yeah, look, oh my gosh, I haven't looked at Nucypher in a while, but look at this strength that we're gaining right now. We're holding that 55 cents as support. We were a little bit bearish about this. We're still very uncertain of what's going to be happening, but you can see that we have our support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, and resistance. We're trying to break out of this falling broadening wedge. I think once we can get above this right here, then we can start talking about coming up to the 236, bringing the price up to Nucypher over to 68 cents. I think that's entirely possible. I think that can still happen. I'm still very unsure about Nucypher right now, but if we go ahead and take a look at our indicators, look, it's kind of doing the same thing that GRT is doing, which is pretty interesting, where we had negative momentum moving to the upside. We started printing green on our histogram, and then we started coming down thinking that we were going to take a bearish cross. That didn't happen, and we're starting to print more green on the histogram. Maybe it's time. Maybe this next week we could see Nucypher breaking out of the falling wedge and our broadening wedge, and we can get above, try to go touch 68 cents. I think that's very entirely possible. We're only 8 cents away from it right now. You can see we are gaining strength within our RSI. We are back in this kind of uptrend kind of state. So I think we have shifted from the downtrend that we had going on over here over to an uptrend. Now it's time to see where we can be going with our price action, and if we're going to be having massive resistance at those levels. Guys, like I said, the 382 is going to be a massive area of resistance for us. As you can see, that was support, support, support all the way back here, and then when you fell below it, it's just been resistance. And I think if you can get back above that, you're going to be sitting pretty. Now, there's also a potential complex inverse head and shoulders on this chart right now, which is a very bullish pattern. You can see that we have our left shoulder, the head, and then maybe the right shoulder over here. That looks kind of weird. You might be able to divide it up. So with a complex inverse head and shoulders, they typically have like two shoulders. So this could be the two left shoulders, the head, and then this could be the two right shoulders. That's very possible. That could be a complex head and inverse head and shoulders, which is a very bullish pattern. And if we have a neckline, you can see that neckline is literally that trend line. Let me get rid of all this. It's this trend line right here is going to be that neckline. So what we can do is measure it from, and let's just speculate. Let's just see, is it possible? If this does play out, we'll keep our target here. Maybe this could be something where if we get the breakout, we could be hitting prices such as, and let's say we get the breakout today or tomorrow. Well, you never know. You never know. That's very interesting. Look where that target takes us to. It takes us to the previous purple trend line that we were talking about with Nucypher. That takes you all the way back to the beginning over here. We were sitting at about the beginning of January of this year, and we were holding it as support, and we broke below it. We used it as resistance, and it's very interesting to me that the complex head and shoulders is actually going to has a breakout target to that trend line right now. Now, just because we have that trend line doesn't mean it's going to be resistance and we're never going to be going up. You can see it's very, very straight up, very vertical resistance line. So, and that goes up very sharply, very quickly. So I'm not sure how fast we're going to be running into that trend line, but at some point that will be acting as resistance for us, as we're going to continue to chart this and see exactly where it goes. But for the short term, guys, we need to get above 69 cents. Okay, that's enough of Nucypher. We're going to continue to track that. Bitcoin, beautiful. Well, I mean, what's there to say about, it's just, this is why I'm at Bitcoin. We kind of know these things are going to happen, or at least I know that these things are going to be happening with Bitcoin. I'm not surprised. I've just been waiting. New all-time highs. That's beautiful. That's good for alt season. That's good for, everything. More money flowing into the market. It's beautiful. You can see our Bitcoin dominance is continuing to fall as altcoins are continuing to rally. That's just where it is. Now, some of our altcoins haven't done it yet, but you have to be patient. They're not all just going to do it at the same time. Money is being allocated to all these different places, and you just need to wait for your turn. Like I said in the last video, I wouldn't try. Man, this is going to be a long video. I wouldn't try to jump around from coin to coin to coin. Stay in one coin. Wait there. Have hope. Have belief in it. It's like a religion, right? You just have to have belief and hope, and then eventually one day, you'll go up and you'll moon and you'll be very happy. But Bitcoin dominance is continuing to fall, and this is one of the perfect examples that I wanted to show you guys. Price of Bitcoin can continue to go up as the price of Bitcoin dominance is going down. That doesn't mean that, the price of Bitcoin is going to drop because dominance is going down. That just means money is being allocated elsewhere. Money can still be allocated into Bitcoin. It may not be as much, but it's definitely going in more so into the altcoins, which is why I'm saying that we are in alt season right now. So Bitcoin looking really good. Ethereum, I couldn't be any more happy with, just looking massively bullish. It's just, I can't wait. $18,000 Ethereum, here we come. I know a lot of people are talking about, let's break 2,500 and 3,000 first before we talk about 1,800. But I have big expectations, big goals for Ethereum, just because it's that kind of platform. It has that potential. Don't sleep on Ethereum. I'm not giving you advice or anything, guys, but this project is once they start getting all of the protocols released, all of the improvements, they have 2.0 get released, this coin is going to freaking explode. And it would not surprise me if it surpassed Bitcoin's market cap. I know that's pretty insane to say, but it would not surprise me at all. I'm very bullish on Ethereum. Okay, this video is already way too long. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification if you guys like this content. I needed to give you guys a pretty big update, which is why I did this. So yeah, that's about it for me today, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. My name is Leland, and remember, it's all about the TA. I'll catch you guys in the next one.